We're just going to deal with the fan noise. You guys can maybe acknowledge it.
Okay.
Great.
Think people can hear it. I'm Kat.
I'm Hayley.
And this is Night Classy.
A tipsy night class teaching the oddities and curiosities you never learned in school.
We are tipsy today. Where are you taking
Indeed.
us on this learning journey, Hayley?
You may have heard this already, but we're going to be learning about the butterfly people of Joplin.
I've not heard about that.
Are you freaking kidding
the
me?
butterfly people?
Yes.
As in fairies?
No.
More angel. Think angel.
Okay, I'm
Holy
excited.
shit, I can't believe you've never heard of this.
I don't think so.
Alec, you have. You're
Yeah, it's
shaking
been
your
on
head.
one of my topics to teach for a while. I'm glad you're doing it.
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay, that just made me so much more excited because
Yeah.
this is a great lesson and I believe every bit of it.
I'm sure I will too.
You will.
I
You
believe
will.
everything.
Although there are non-believers.
Shun the non-believer.
Shun the
Shun-
non-believers.
Yeah, I'm a believer.
What
in
are you teaching
everything.
us?
I will teach you about some real life zombies.
Okay.
They're real. Backed
They're
by
real.
science.
Okay. I don't know if this is like the historical thing of zombies because
No.
that's like a whole thing.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Okay.
a real world example.
Okay. Good.
It inspired The Last of Us.
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh my. Have you guys watched any of that?
I watched like the first several episodes.
And
I got-
you didn't continue?
I don't really like TV dramas.
That's where
they're
we differ.
fine. They stress me out.
Yeah.
I don't. Every TV drama I've ever started watching, I've quit pretty early on because once you get attached to the characters and like the stress picks up,
it's too much for you.
I just can't do it. The Sopranos is like the one exception for me. Also, that flickering of the screen is extremely distracting.
All right,
I don't
I'm
think
gonna
I can handle it.
I'm going to turn it off.
Okay.
And
thank
speaking
you.
of distracting things, if you hear the fan in the background, we are so sorry. But I think that's the only way we can do this podcast. It's 102 degrees outside here
Yeah.
in Memphis, and I'm sure tons of other places. Y'all know it's hot this week.
We live in an old house, and in this room in particular, it's like all windows. So the sun is beating into here all day. It's very hot. So the fan is just how it's going to be.
fan
If you don't like it,
stays
you don't
on.
have to listen, and that's okay. We
'Cause
don't
we
care.
do this for fun.
That's right. We're not losing any money if you don't want to listen. That's fine.
But if you do want to let your friends know, if you do like really like us,
That's
and
true.
You think they would like it? I mean, you could tell them.
it'd be cool to make money eventually.
Yeah.
Like 7 years into this podcast, but it's fine. This is for fun.
One episode at a time. Speaking of episodes, we are going on a 2-week break. It's summer vacation. We are traveling the globe
Well, we're traveling to the upper left-hand corner of our
of
country.
the globe.
I will be visiting my parents in Washington State, and Hayley is going on an Alaskan cruise.
I'm trying to get an Alaskan bullworm. Okay, it's the only thing on my bucket list that I haven't done, and it's time.
Yeah.
So TBD on that, but we won't be here for the
No.
next 2 weeks.
We'll be doing other things.
So don't be alarmed. We're okay. Hopefully.
I truly hope so.
The reason starting out is that we're not going to be here, but if something terrible happens to us, then
You won't know it until 3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
An episode doesn't
3
come
weeks.
out, and it's because we're both dead.
But if you're listening to this and you're not on Patreon, we're about to drop May's Patreon, which is late and June's.
We haven't. What? You haven't
still
put out.
editing it.
yeah, you should not have
Are
said
you
that,
kidding
Alex.
me?
She
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Well, no,
she
but I'm
didn't know.
saying we have
You haven't.
almost 6 hours of Patreon
We
that's
never
about to
put
drop.
out May's Patreon.
No, I'm still
Alec.
editing it.
Y'all, we recorded it on time. This
We
isn't on
did.
Hayley and I.
We
On
did.
time?
May?
Was it in May?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we've been really good about recording on time.
We've Hayley and I have done our job. That's what I'm saying.
I've apologized twice for it.
I don't think so.
Aw, that made me feel so sad. I've apologized twice
I don't
for it.
remember us ever saw it. Whatever. I guess I just have amnesia.
No, I only found out about it like last week. I think you mentioned something about it when Kat wasn't in the room.
Well, if you want a
like,
refund for Patreon, I don't know how to do that. So sorry. It's coming out eventually.
It's coming. Just know you're dealing with probably 3 neurodivergent people.
In what way am I neurodivergent? People like to diagnose me with autism, but I think that's a little extreme. I don't think so either.
Who likes to diagnose you with autism?
I feel we've gotten that comment a couple times.
Really?
Online. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't think so, but I think I'm pretty neurovergent.
Neurotypical?
Neurotypical.
I don't think
Neurodivergent.
you yourself had made comments that you're neurodivergent
No,
or
when?
suspected. It was one time I remember because like we were talking about anxiety.
Well, is that neurodivergent?
I don't know.
Yeah, I have that.
Yeah, but okay. So to confirm neurodivergent people, Kat is very normal.
I'm
very
vergent.
typical.
I don't have
She's
ADHD. I
vergent.
know that.
Yeah, that's not the only divergence that is possible.
I did recently start taking it because I upped my Zoloft prescription and I was taking it in the morning and I truly became a zombie for like the first half of the day. Like I was just zoned out and I started taking it at night and that's made me feel a lot better and it's been working, but it's been giving me crazy dreams.
Oh, I bet.
Like last night, I had a dream that all my teeth fell out and it was very
Classic.
vivid. I have those dreams all the time because I never go to the dentist because I'm scared and that like anxiety.
We need to do a field trip to the dentist, all 3 of us, because we all talk all the time about how we need to go.
My last dentist experience was just so bad.
Brutal.
I never want to go
You
back.
looked like the cutest chipmunk in the world.
Oh,
though.
thank you. Well, I got my wisdom teeth out. My dentist was also an asshole and I don't want to go back to him.
Aren't they always though?
No, yeah, actually that's true. I had a bad dentist in Washington too. She was a bitch to me.
And you know what? My dentist in Ohio was fine, but the dental hygienist was bad. It's
I
like you can't
think
have too good.
There's something about being a dentist that just gives you a bad attitude.
Well, yeah, they have the highest
They-
rates. Trigger warning for self-harm. They have the highest rate of completing suicide
Yeah,
for professions. Or
They're
is
not
that
happy.
vets? I think that's vets. Vets and dentists.
Vets
are
and
up
dentists
there.
don't like their job, which I've had always lovely experience with veterinarians. But dentists, there's just, sorry you hate your job. A lot of us hate our job. You don't have to take it out on me.
You should be happy that
Yeah.
you are a dentist. I mean, you went to school for so fucking long.
I know.
Like, come on,
Like,
lean
you
into
accomplish
it.
something. At least you get to tell people you're a dentist.
Here are the bitchiest professions: dental/hygienist, secretary,
pharmacists.
pharmacist.
Oh my God.
I would be too if I had to work under Walgreens.
Yeah, if I had to work in a
fluorescent lights.
Walgreens, I don't think
I'm trying to work at a mom and pop pharmacy.
even those like
I'm trying to be a street pharmacy.
the fluorescent lights all day would kill me.
Yeah.
I don't-
What are any other bitchy professions?
Fast food worker.
That's understandable though.
Like
these
they're all
top 3 are
understandable.
like-
They're all understandable.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
I think any customer service position where you're dealing with the public, like you're gonna be bitchy because the public sucks. Like I don't think they were born that way. I think we made them this way. It's
Some
like
people
the
are
villain
born that
origin
way.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Anyway,
You know, that's what dentists are going through. I guess if I had to like breathe people's bad breath all day, I'd be mad about it.
they wear masks when they're going in your mouth.
Yeah, maybe. Some
There-
people
there's
have really
no
gross
reason.
teeth though. Like I take care of my teeth. I
Yeah.
don't go to the dentist, but like I have good dental hygiene.
Yeah. Do you
So-
floss?
No. Well, I have 2 permanent retainers and they make flossing
Yeah.
very hard.
They do. It's such a bitch.
It's such a pain
I
in the
feel
ass.
so good about myself when I floss, though. I'm like, I
I-
flossed today.
I wish I did ever. I
got
don't
my
know.
3-month check-in
Yeah.
quarterly. It's a quarterly flossing. And I haven't heard any complaints in the last 10 years from my dentist.
That's true. Every time I go, they're like, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. But
Start
you should
flossing.
floss.
I'm like, you want me to do what with my what?
That's too much. You floss. Isn't that your job? You floss for me.
That's what I'm paying you for.
I know they hate to see me coming with my retainers too, because it's more work for them also.
And I could tell the hygienist to be like, "Don't worry about it," but you know,
they have to.
I know,
The
but it's
dentist
also
will be
like,
mad at them if they don't do it.
calm down. I feel like the dentist is judging the hygienist's work. That's what I actually need to put my mind in.
Maybe that's why they're mad.
Only after the hygienist, he's like, "I trained you
but
better."
the dentist doesn't do anything. He just glances in there.
She, they.
That's true. I've had a female dentist and I did not like her. Let it be known.
Yeah.
I won't say her name, but she was
Say
mean.
it to my eyes.
No.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep you posted on the dental situation. But in the meantime, we're going to go have fun on summer break and we're going to miss you guys.
It's going to be crazy.
But what I was gonna say was that we have like 2 3-hour episodes dropping on Patreon while we're gone. So fear not.
You don't have to miss us for too long.
You'll be all
long
right.
enough.
Listen to an audiobook.
Yeah. Get over
Stop
yourself.
rotting your brain with this podcast.
Oh my God. I've been listening, to Tender is the Flesh.
Ugh, that book.
I'm close to finishing it, but damn.
I need to pick it back up. I tried to read it this time last year when I was on vacation with my family. I was at the beach. I tried to read it as a beach read, and I would read it and then get like moody because it's so fucked up, and I would just like have a bad attitude and not want to talk to my family. I was like, I have to put this down.
I have been in a bad mood for the last week. Maybe it has to do with my air conditioning being out.
Probably has to do with you reading that fuck ass
and
book.
I don't know if it's that or it's both. It's just the perfect storm for me to be a bitch.
It'll make you mad. I also read at the same time I read another fucked up book. It was the book that was like inspired by the fall of House Usher, but it was
A Certain Hunger.
A book about it. Is it A Certain Hunger?
I don't know. That's just the other book that I know.
It was like a book about like fungus is taking over like the bodies of like rabbits, and they're in the, I don't know. I read that at the beach. That didn't put me in a bad mood. But Tender is the Flesh really did. Yeah. I switched from Tender is the Flesh to this other book.
What is this? Tender is the Flesh?
Tender is the Flesh.
It's a book about farming humans.
Cannibalism has been normalized and it's industrialized, and the main character has been charged with taking over his father's special meat, is what they call it, special meat production company. Yeah. And he doesn't agree with it, but he's kind of like, wah.
He's doing it anyway.
Yeah, he's doing it.
When did this book come out?
1807.
No, I don't remember.
Let's see.
Because is it what Soylent Green is based on?
No, it definitely came out after Soylent Green. It's I think a somewhat recent.
Oh yeah, November 2017.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's just ripping off Soylent Green.
Kind of, but it's different. And I haven't read Soylent Green, but in this book, he has he's gifted a woman and essentially to raise to eat, and then
don't do any spoilers because they may not have gotten there yet. Yeah. But I feel like he's gonna well, I don't want to spoil it for anyone else, but I feel like I know what's gonna happen.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Is it and also Sweeney Todd is all about industrialization of
this is not like Sweeney
human
Todd.
food.
This is a lot.
This
grosser.
It's really it's pretty bleak.
Dark.
It's dark. It is dark. And the thing that adds to the darkness is the juxtaposition of people living normal lives and going through normal hard things, but then also having to there are people who have eat the special meat and it's no problem, but there are people who see that it's not cool. I don't know. It's an interesting book. I'm going to finish it, but it's just a lot.
And raising humans as livestock and how that affects their psyche, and they can't speak.
Yeah, they cut out their tongues. Yeah. They remove their vocal cords so they can't scream or anything.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, it's an extremely graphic, disgusting book.
Yeah.
But
People, they're eating people. That's my Charlton Heston and Soylent Green. The ingredients, people.
They are people. They call them heads, though, so it's different.
Every now and then I get a TikTok video on my For You page where people are insisting that like McDonald's burgers are made out of human meat. I'm just like, wow, my For You page has really taken a turn.
We're really just going to the bottom of the barrel.
Going to the moon.
We've learned all there is to learn on the internet. Now we're on to full-on.
I've seen enough internet today.
Conspiracies.
I saw a video of a guy like in the back of house of McDonald's like sticking his hands into like thawed meat and buns and like wet meat patties and wet buns and stuff.
And like contaminating the buns with raw meat.
No, and he's just like, look at all this shit. And it was just like boxes of food that he was sticking his hands through. And I was just like, I think I might be like just done with fast food for the rest of my life. I'm already boycotting so many.
I will never boycott Taco Bell.
I think you can just be done.
Yeah, I don't think there's a single fast food restaurant that you would eat at, Alec.
I also think if I just say I don't eat fast food, then no one can make fun of me anymore for boycotting.
They can make fun of you for being an elitist prick.
That's what I'm saying. They already do that because I boycott so many. One of them being Walgreens, and I will say, my life has gotten so much better since I stopped going to Walgreens for prescription drugs.
Walgreens is terrible.
Fuck Walgreens.
I support most of your boycotts except Taco Bell. That's the one.
That's crazy.
I don't know how
have you had their soft?
He refuses to even try it. He refuses to try.
You're just hurting yourself. Like you really should try it.
No, I tried it. They gave me a quesadilla with like 3 or 4 slices of little shredded cheese. Yeah. And I said, I'm done. I can't.
Sometimes they fail to fully melt the cheese on the quesadillas.
Quesadilla is never the move at Taco Bell. I've tried it many times.
The sauce they put on it, though, is good.
Their Power Bowls are amazing. And the spicy potato soft tacos.
And just a regular bean burrito or the cheesy bean and rice burrito is also very good. And that's on the value menu.
Those are our endorsements.
My order, I get a spicy potato soft taco and a cheesy bean and rice burrito, and it's $3 even for a full meal. It's so good.
Match made in heaven.
Taco Bell is the shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's being boycotted by me, as well as Subway, Chipotle, Panera, Walgreens. What else? What else is on the list?
Subway, Chipotle, Panera, Walgreens. Not about
Jimmy John's?
I think.
I haven't boycotted Jimmy John's.
Yeah,
I don't bring politics into it.
He doesn't boycott for Jimmy John's and Chick-fil-A are fine, apparently.
I don't bring politics into it.
Unbelievable.
I don't know why you wouldn't.
Yeah, the one good reason to boycott.
What? How can you limit your boycotts to service-based?
We've had this argument so many times. It
doesn't make sense.
And you know what's really hard to do on a road trip?
Find anywhere to eat
vegetarian fast food that is not being boycotted by Alec.
You guys do take your fair share.
We take a lot of road trips.
I road trip all the time. It's never a problem.
I beg to differ because when I'm hungry and I want to stop somewhere, usually we can't.
Yeah. I will have driven across this country twice by the end of the year.
Yeah, he's dropping
Florida
off his nephew in
Seattle.
Portland soon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be so fun. Oh, what an emotional trip. Who else going?
Me, my dad, and my brother. My nephew. Excuse me.
Okay.
And then Cam, his mom, and Alec's mom are flying out there shortly after.
What are we talking? Cam, his mom, and Alec's mom.
I meant Cam, who's Hadrian's mom, Alec's sister, and Alec's mom. I didn't want you to think that like his own mom isn't moving him into college. They're just not there for the road trip.
That's valid.
Yeah.
Fair and sensical.
All right. Well, how long have we been talking?
20 minutes.
Okay, let's start. Are you first, Hayley?
Yeah,
okay.
I can be. Let's do it. So on May 22nd, my mom's birthday, 2011, she had just turned 21.
Whoa.
The forecast in Joplin, Missouri.
Wait, 21? No,
it's
31.
A joke, babes.
Oh.
It's a joke. It's not even 31. That's crazy. She turned 31 in 2001.
Okay, I can't.
Yeah,
listen,
I know.
I'm
it's
3 drinks deep at this point.
Everyone is 21 as far as I'm concerned. Always. Forever 21. Fame
So true.
store, rest in peace. Come on. Okay, so the forecast in Joplin, Missouri called for possible storms. Nothing out of the ordinary for the Ozarks in the late spring. But by 5:17 p.m., the National Weather Service issued a warning. Quote, a large and extremely dangerous tornado is on the ground and headed toward Joplin.
Oh.
It hit the city around 5:41 p.m. The sirens gave people about 20 minutes to prepare. And then the sky went silent. Everything was dead quiet. Survivors say the air changed, pressure dropped, birds vanished, and then came this roar. You always hear it compared like to a freight train.
Tornadoes are scary.
Don't even act like you're afraid of tornadoes because I know you're not. You don't take them seriously.
If a tornado's gonna get me, it's gonna get me whether I'm laying in my bed or sitting in my bathtub. Like, it's when I hear the tornado siren, it is what it is.
The chances are better. There are precautions you can take. It's not just like,
but I'm not taking
having
them.
a heart attack randomly. It's like when you can prepare for it, you can prepare for it.
This house has been standing for 150 years. I'll be okay.
Be damned if it doesn't stand for 150 more.
They test the tornado sirens every Wednesday at 3 p.m. and we record Wednesdays at 5 p.m.
I heard this tornado siren go off today, and I'm not used to being home.
You're like, what the fuck
so
is
I was
that?
like, what the fuck is there a tornado? Oh, well.
Oh, well. Oh.
That was my exact thought process. Well,
I know
if it is one, okay.
I know it was.
But I'm always the one trying to get Katya to take it seriously because growing up, you know.
Well, Alec takes everything very seriously.
He does. But I'm on Alec's team with this one, like many things.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're two peas in a pod. You and Tommy are two peas in a pod. Yeah, you can take shelter.
What are we gonna do?
Can I just butt in about the other thing I took seriously this week, which was asbestos? And she's giving me a hard time for taking asbestos
that
seriously.
Is extreme. Like, people have whole businesses.
Okay.
She pulled up her carpet to reveal asbestos underneath. And I said, no, don't fucking touch it.
Number one, we don't know that it is asbestos.
I'm positive.
Number two, we got the carpet replaced in one of the rooms in our house this week. I pulled it up so that I could clean the floor before they put new carpet in, because the carpet people don't clean the floor.
Yeah.
And I pulled up the carpet, and there was all this dirt under the carpet. The carpet was from 2007, so dirt had been building up for almost 20 years. And I said, I'm just gonna sweep this up. Don't sweep it up. Don't do it. That's asbestos tile. It was very old tile. Alec thought it probably was asbestos tile. Maybe it was, maybe it isn't. But he didn't want me to sweep it up. And I'm like, I have to sweep this up. So I did sweep it up, but I put a bandana over my face while I did it. I think that was a good compromise.
The tile was peeled off in places where the black asbestos glue was exposed. And apparently sweeping that shit is not good.
And I didn't mop because Alec didn't want me to disrupt. Well, I think more disrupt the asbestos by scrubbing it. I just very carefully swept all the dirt up. But it was a point of contention.
But I'm on both your sides.
I'm laughing that she's like, yeah, he takes things seriously, like tornadoes and asbestos. Yeah. Two super deadly things.
And it was the fly spray recently as well.
The what?
The fly spray.
Oh my God, did I tell you about this?
No. Well, okay. Horse girls will understand. No, horse girls will understand. You spray a horse with fly spray to keep the flies off. And whenever I spray my horse with fly spray, I give myself a little spray with fly spray to keep the flies off me. I don't want flies. And
no one wants flies.
I did that.
And it's this big industrial yellow spray bottle. And she's like, better spritz myself down, and sprays her whole exposed skin body with this stuff. And I'm like, let me see that. And I grab it. And it's like, do not expose to human skin. If you get any touch on human skin, wash for 30 minutes.
He made me go rinse myself down with the hose.
It said contact poison control if left on skin for more than a few minutes.
I've been doing it for
and I was
years.
Like, are you kidding me?
Alec, be prepared to be
a single
widower.
father.
Yeah.
The cancer's coming.
But this is why I'm like scared to have children with him, because he's such a hypochondriac.
Gotcha.
But I feel
It's
like
not
it would be
hypochondria.
stressful.
It's
You
like,
two are on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Kat does not give a fuck unless it's about like whatever your anxieties are. I don't really get
well,
that.
I'm medicated. I think if I were off my medication, it would be different. Maybe Alec just needs some medication.
Yeah,
Then we can both
actually,
not
yes.
care together.
hold on. When a tornado siren goes off, and I'm like, we should get the pets and us like in the bathroom, and you're like, nah.
I want to sleep. Why does it always go off in the middle of the night while I'm sleeping?
That's tornado time.
It's time to sleep. It's sleep time.
Because it only takes like 30 seconds for a tornado to form and
Come
kill
right
you.
through. Yep.
Well,
That's why you have to
then
go
so
fast.
be it. Everything is fake. Life isn't real. We live in a simulation. It can take
We'll
me.
see
I don't
how you
care.
feel when there's a metal rod through your shoulder from the tornado.
Well, then I can take a few days off work to heal. And that'll be
Yeah.
worth it.
Nothing is a problem to you until it is.
When was the last time I had a problem?
You have a problem with all of Alex boycotting about 5 minutes ago.
Listen, I'm a go with the flow kind of gal. I die.
Yeah.
When you're dying
Everything's
of lung
fine.
cancer, I'm going to whisper, be like, you shouldn't have swept that asbestos up.
Hey, give her a vape
I've
while
had
you
a-
do it. If she's on her way out,
Yeah,
she's
that's
earned
true.
it.
If I get lung cancer, you best believe I'm starting back my vape addiction.
Lean in.
I quit for Alec because he's paranoid, which is fair about the vape. That makes
that
sense.
is fair.
That was like, I was vaping when I was like 22. I haven't
Yeah.
ever since. Well, not habitually.
Here and
anyway.
there. Here and there.
I'm very grateful you quit vaping for me.
Yeah.
Maybe in a past life I died from smoking cigarettes, but like
Yeah.
my mom, one time we were at the zoo, had a fake cigarette as a joke. My cousin had it and gave it to
Oh.
my mom. And I like lost my shit when I was 10 years old at my mom.
I
was
did something similar, except for my dad was smoking a cigar with one of his friends. And little did I know, he was in the middle of like a full-on affair.
Yeah, he had bigger things on his
Just
mind.
trying to take a fucking load off, and his 10-year-old is crying to him about smoking a cigar.
Oh my god. Both my grandfathers were smokers, and I used to I thought that smoking while you drove was the same thing as drinking and driving, and like my grandfathers would like drive me around while they were smoking a cigarette, and I would be like clutching the seat thinking I was gonna die.
I mean, even that is enough to clutch the seat. I remember my grandpa taking us down from Cincinnati to Brunswick, Georgia, about 8 hours, and he's just smoked like a train. And I'm in the passenger side, like a fish out of water.
But yes, I am glad you quit vaping.
yeah.
Good job.
I mean, I was never really addicted to vaping. I just like
it's nice when
stopped
you're a
because
little
Alec.
buzzy, little
Yeah.
something.
I'm lucky to not really get addicted to things. Like everything.
Except for reality TV.
yeah,
and
that's true. But I could stop.
animals. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we've never tested it, so I
That's
don't know
true.
if you can
But with
definitively
vaping, like I
say.
could like I was so lucky that I could like vape
Yeah.
every day for like a year and then just stop and never think about it again.
Yeah, that's lucky. Maybe
Like-
there's something wrong with your brain because
I just feel very blessed for that. I know for some people it's a struggle, but for me it was nothing.
bless.
I do
Hashtag
think
blessed.
nicotine treats a lot of people's ADHD, and so they're using it to self-medicate, and they don't even know
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so neurodivergent that it wasn't a big deal for me.
That's
and
why
she can spell.
the boomers are always like, ADHD was no problem when I was a kid, and it's like
when they were
like
taking speed every day.
80% of the
yeah.
Quaaludes and
population
smoking
was smoking cigarettes like
Yeah.
every hour on the
10
hour.
years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to this tornado here. Nothing to worry about. Just the strongest category possible. An E5, EF5, I mean. It was nearly a mile wide. Okay.
Dang, a tornado a mile
She's
wide?
thick.
I didn't know that was possible.
Did you not pay attention when I made you guys watch Twister number one?
I did.
Did we watch that?
I
was
forced you
a
guys to watch
fictional
Twister
movie.
1 back at the Remember.
I remember that.
I don't remember it.
It was a good movie. I liked it.
But
It was with their kids, right?
Their kids?
No, they were not
There's
kids.
no kids in it.
No, there's no kids in Twister.
I thought it was like a daughter of the storm chaser.
In the opening scene,
Yeah.
she's a kid.
But
in
then
a
she's a
flashback.
grown up the
Yeah.
rest of the time.
Because her dad died.
Her dad's like holding the storm door shut, and he's like, ah, and it sucks him out.
Yeah. Okay.
Which it's like there's no reason to hold the storm door shut.
Yeah, if it's gonna get you, it's gonna get you.
Because he gets sucked out and his family's still sitting there fine. So it's like if he was just
like,
sitting
just get
there.
in. Just open the door. Okay, so this was a big bitch. It stayed on the ground for 38 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah. It cut a 13-mile path straight through homes, schools, hospitals, buildings, people, everything.
Think of the asbestos that tornado cooked up.
Yeah.
That was the worst of it, actually.
Think about all the
asbestos
people
released.
that had asbestos in their walls, and they're fine.
They're called the
Listen.
butterfly people of Joplin because the asbestos turned them into butterflies.
It's asbestos is not the bestest.
Have you guys
Proceed with
ever
caution.
ever seen asbestos?
No. Does it look like something?
Mm-hmm.
I
What
thought
does
it
it
was
look
like mysterious and invisible.
It's
I thought
crazy because it's a naturally forming rock, but it's a rock that breaks apart like cotton.
Ew.
Like it's almost a like a fabric fibrous
And it's
thing.
natural?
It's naturally occurring.
Why did they put it in everything?
Something about it
Cheap,
binds things
available.
together really well.
My boyfriend in college, his family had like an abatement company that's who takes care of asbestos, and so the joke was always that they were master abaters.
Master asbestos.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
That's a long walk for that joke.
I don't think so. I thought it was
Us-
perfect.
What are they?
Master abaters.
Are they? They're abaters.
But that is actually what it is. It's your master abater.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they were asbestos.
No, they're abaters.
Okay.
Masturbators.
Never mind.
is
It's
the
not a
joke.
long walk.
You're like asbestos.
I didn't know someone who deals with asbestos is called an abater.
Me either.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Until you told me.
I didn't know
and
until
then I got
he told
the joke
me.
when you told me what an abater is.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I
Anywho,
mean, talk about getting lung cancer if you're dating an abater.
well, I'm not anymore.
Yeah, is he already dead?
I don't know.
I suppose they take precautions.
When was the last time
Yeah.
you checked in on one of your exes? Like looked at their Instagram.
Trying to like break up a relationship
No,
right now.
Like,
I just want to know.
I'm trying to even think of the last time.
This is like an episode of Mari.
I don't give up.
When's the last time you texted an ex? Let's see the receipts.
I don't remember for me either.
Yeah,
but
I don't.
I'm
and
curious.
A lot
I know
of my
some
ex-
people like really track them.
Yeah, and there's something to like. I wish all of my exes the absolute best.
I don't.
I don't feel any ill will.
I do.
And you know, there are instances that is completely
But their
reasonable.
faces make me so sick. I can't even look at their Instagrams because I'll throw up.
I just feel bad for them, really.
Yeah, being
I feel
such a
really
shitty
bad.
person must be hard.
You got a little Trump in you just then. Looking at their faces makes me sick.
They got a little
Vomitous.
Trump in their mind, some of them.
Do you guys
Oh,
hear a
no.
buzzing?
I do.
Yeah.
It's the ghost of the
while you
master
fix that, I'm going to
abater.
actually use the bathroom.
Run. All right, I have no idea what we were talking about, but there was a buzzing. We got it handled. And we're back. Okay.
We're back.
So this was a crazy tornado. Winds were clocked at over 200 miles per hour.
Jeez.
Trees were uprooted. Steel beams were twisting like licorice. Cars were tossed like Hot Wheels. Entire neighborhoods were gone, just demolished. One hospital, St. John's Regional Medical Center, was hit so hard the building rotated on its foundation.
Whoa.
Right? Patients on ventilators had to be handbagged in stairwells only by lighting, but the storm was gone by 6:12 p.m.
I was going to say patients on ventilators had to be rotated the same amount as the foundation.
It's a very mathematical, scientific process.
Yeah.
Everyone learns that in medical school. When the building gets turned, you turn the patient.
Everyone's plugged into the wall. You can't let it drift too much, so you gotta twist them with the building.
There are no extension cords in hospitals. You really have to work with what you've got. The damage was done by the time the tornado ended. Over 158 people died. Over 1,000 were injured. This is no laughing matter, Alec.
No, I was laughing at the idea that a tornado could pull the plug on your relative who's on a ventilator. I was thinking it'd be a country song called like "God Pulled the Plug."
There's a country song about this instance, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
Sure
there
there
is.
is.
And there's a documentary, too. Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be laughing about all these people dying. Just God pulled the
I know,
plug.
I was like, this has to be something. God, pull the plug. When it's my time, God, tap in, pull out.
I'm ready. I've seen enough.
By the next morning, Joplin looked like a war zone. Reporter Ashley Reynolds said, all night we heard loud sirens, search dogs barking, and people screaming while they combed through the rubble in hopes of finding their loved ones.
So scary.
People were walking around in shock. The nightmare was real.
Ugh.
It just sends chills. It's enough to scare me. Kat, I don't know if you're really affected in any way at
I'm
all.
scared.
Are you?
Yeah.
Cat's like going to town on this Angry Orchard sour apple. I was like,
just trying
I'm
to put the straw
demonstrating.
in. It is scary. My first thought was I'd be so tired that I would just go to sleep and like hope for
You
the
guys
best.
figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed.
Too tired for this. I'm no use when I'm tired anyway, so I'll be more help.
The
in 8
electricity
hours.
is out. Love Island hasn't come out yet. It's 2011. There's not much else for me to do.
Look, I'm just not meant to do anything hard. And that's just how it is.
There's a peacefulness in accepting
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
There is. Instead of being like, oh, I should do this, I should do that. I mean, there are plenty of things, like activism, but
I mean, yeah.
it's not hard when you're passionate.
You love what you do. You never work a day in your life.
I was thinking the other day, like
I
if
don't love saving people from tornadoes.
Katya.
if my house was just destroyed, the first thought I would have is like, this is really gonna throw off my routine.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would be like,
Like,
now I have to
how
get,
am I going to do my skincare routine in the morning?
I would abandon my identity. Okay. Hear me out. Hayley Madden died in the tornado. Holly Sancha just moved to Mexico.
Yeah, it would be nice to fully restart.
Yeah. I think
However,
a tornado is kind of a real refresh.
If I don't get to do my evening and morning routine every day,
Shit's
I
going
don't know
down.
if I want to be around anymore.
Yeah.
It's very
It's
important.
a privileged life. And of course, all of this is joking.
Yeah.
This is
Ish.
very serious. Well, yeah, the routines, I mean, we all love our routines.
Routines
most of
are
us
important.
anyway. Yeah.
And I feel very bad for people who this disrupted their routine.
Yeah, if all my family survived, okay, the next thought would be, I gotta go find a coffee machine.
Before I get a caffeine headache, are you fucking kidding me?
Can you imagine? You're up all night because your boyfriend made you take shelter from this tornado, and the sirens are going off,
And the dogs.
and then the tornado goes away, and then
people
you
are
have
screaming.
to search through rubble, and people are screaming, and you haven't had your coffee, and you're in your underwear from being asleep, and you
Yeah.
haven't eaten.
You went to sleep at 5:40 p.m.?
Earlier, hopefully.
Good. Nice yes and.
Yeah.
The Joplin tornado is considered not only the deadliest, but not only the costliest, but deadliest. Let's the first things first.
Priorities.
Not only the deadliest, but even worse, the costliest. Written by Jeff Bezos himself.
Jeff Bezos, this is probably what launched him into billionaireism, is
This came
people
from-
ordering shit after the tornado.
Oh,
This next part comes from Jeff Bezos' autobiography.
Damages were somewhere between $2.5 to $3 billion. And in the days and weeks that followed, search and rescue crews went from door to door. Families reunited. Churches became shelters. The community really came together. And in coming together, they started to hear stories about that day. One of them comes from Emily Huddleston. She was 14 years old at the time. Her brother had graduated that day of the tornado. After the ceremony, the family was driving home and the tornado hit. Emily's car was picked up effortlessly by the tornado and tossed over 2 blocks away. A large piece of debris flew into the car and actually inserted itself into Emily's leg.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Thankfully, she was the only one in the group that was seriously injured. She was treated at the hospital and regained her ability to walk. As the family put their lives together that summer, oh my God, I can't talk. I need water. Emily noticed that summer, anytime that she went outside, a butterfly would land on her.
That's fun.
It was fun, but then it kind of started to become a nuisance. She's like, there would be some butterflies that would not leave me alone. They were following her, landing on her all the time. She was like, this is just kind of like a weird thing.
That is not a problem.
I don't think it's a problem, but if it was like all the time having shit, there'd be too much shit on me, you know?
Maybe if it was a wasp.
Yeah,
Butterflies are fine.
Butterflies are good. But then she started hearing stories from other people talking about butterfly people witnessed by survivors of the Joplin tornado. One of them is, it's called Mason's story. Cousins Lage Grigsby, 14 years old, and Mason Lillard, 10 years old, Mason is a female, by the way, were headed to Home Depot with their grandparents. Grandpa Rodney went into the store while the grandchildren and Mamaw Sharon waited in the car.
As it should be. Never go in a Home Depot if you don't have to.
In May and Missouri, stay in the car.
I hate
Pump the
Home
AC.
Depot.
They knew bad weather was headed their way. They're seeing these dark clouds roll in, but it was really kind of late notice for it to be like a tornado. So Sharon's daughter, the grandmother, calls her and she's like, hey, there's a tornado coming. You need to get the kids and seek shelter. But there was no time.
The best place to be is probably in a Home Depot.
Not this Home Depot.
I just feel like Home Depots are like all cement.
You can build your shelter.
No, it would tear through a Home Depot so quick.
Really?
There's so
And
much
did.
stuff.
And did.
Well, cars are fast. Get in the car and speed away.
I think the best place to be during a tornado is not in the same city as it.
That's probably
Just
true.
using my logical sense that I have about
Yeah.
me.
But if you have to be in the same city,
If you have to be in the same city, you should be like 10,000 feet above, be above the tornado, looking down, be like,
or
oh
just
my
be
God.
sleeping
Yeah.
and go peacefully if you need to.
Goodbye, Toby.
You want to be
It's
underground,
been nice. What?
underground, or in the bathtub, so that when shit falls on you, you have a little lean-to of air
Oh,
to
that's
breathe.
why. That's why you get in the bathtub.
Yeah.
I thought it was
And it's
because
also-
the bathtub was strong.
Well, it's
It
sturdier
is-
than a
yeah,
bed
It
Yeah.
is sturdier.
where you're going to get pancaked.
It's attached to
that's
plumbing,
true.
which at least helps.
It's all about having a pocket to breathe in.
I see.
Never thought about it
Yeah,
that
I
way.
never thought
Yeah,
about
you guys
it
aren't
either.
thinking about these things.
One time we
I
hid
think
from
about
a tornado.
tornadoes all the time. All the time.
Remember that one time we hid from a tornado in the Rembert basement? Mm-hmm. And it was
And you
like,
were miserable.
oh my, I was
and
so
me and
mad.
Alec were like, this is amazing.
Yeah, all the
down here
roommates.
with
yeah.
all my favorite
the basement
people.
was flooding and we had all the cats down there in boxes. We didn't have enough cat carriers, so we put like Ghosty in a cardboard box.
I forgot about that detail.
That
you
was
and
so
Tommy
miserable.
were ready to die that night.
Yeah, we were mad.
That house had a great tornado shelter.
I would not go that far.
it was a
It had a
basement.
basement.
The flooded
An unfinished
frequently.
basement.
But almost nowhere in Memphis
The
do you get
dirt floor.
basements. And that was
Yeah.
a dirt floor basement.
That's true.
Yeah, and we paid the price for it with fleas and possums and mice.
and stank. Just stinky.
Raw sewage.
Ugh,
The worst.
the worst.
Back when I used to have to tell you guys every episode, you got to stop talking about how gross that house is.
Okay, I have a bone to pick with both of you, actually. And listeners, sound in, because you guys say you both don't remember about Kat and I talking about the litter boxes in our house when we all live together and all the cats be shitting. And Alec, you would tell us every episode, you've got to stop talking about that. And both of you in our group chat, like last week, were like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I believe you. I'm sure you're right, but I don't remember. I don't remember litter boxes.
You don't remember?
What was the
Yeah,
problem with the litter boxes?
They were just always full.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
we had so
3
many cats. Yeah. We just had so many. We had
Yeah.
4 after Girly came into
Oh
the
yeah,
picture.
we had 4 cats.
Yeah.
Now that you say that to me in person, and oh my God, speaking of the cats, they're moving the camera.
Hi, Captain.
Saying that to me in person, now that I picture where the litter boxes are in that house, I know what you're saying.
And
Yeah.
think we were like in the studio downtown, and you'd be like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna have to edit that out." And you guys were really gaslighting me, or trying to.
No,
anyway.
I believe you. I believe you. I remember when I did a year of remote school, I like worked in the same room as that litter box, and it would fill up fast. Yeah. And the cats would be shitting while I was trying to teach 6th graders about
Please.
negative numbers.
I don't have any joke for that, but I wish I did, because I'm sure there's one there.
Yeah.
Okay, so the tornado is hitting. There's no time. Grandpa is in Home Depot. Grandma and the kids are out in the car. So Sharon instructs Mason to climb down on the floorboard of the truck. Lage and her remain in the seats. And she's like, we've got to pray. They
Well,
start
yeah.
praying.
That's what
I
I
would
would
too. You're like, turns out I do believe in God. And I have a favor to ask. So their truck ends up being tossed over 300 feet
Jeez.
across the parking lot. This throws Lage from the vehicle, leaving Sharon and Mason trapped. It looks like their truck just got smushed down. Grandpa Rodney is still stuck in the store. The roof had been torn off and the walls started to go in on themselves. And think of all those shelves that they have too. They started to go down. Somehow Rodney survives this and he immediately starts searching for his family. He only was able to find their red truck based on his license plate that read number 1 Grandpa.
Oh.
That's so sweet.
I know. He did not find Mason and Sharon unscathed though. Mason had been impaled by a metal rod that entered through the roof of the truck. So not only is it going through the roof, but it's also going through Mason. So it ends up taking them about 45 minutes to remove her from the car. Surgeons worked to remove the rod and said that if it had hit 1 inch in any other direction, she probably would not have even survived on the way to the hospital. Lage was located and brought to the hospital, but they thought that he was already dead. So they brought him to the morgue.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
How do you spell Lage?
Lage. Yeah. I don't know if I love it.
I've never heard it before.
Yeah. I've never heard it.
Yeah, I haven't. I think
It
I
doesn't
like
sound
it.
like a name. It sounds like a car part.
It sounds like a fantasy.
a
name.
Lage.
Liege is what it reminds me
A
of.
liege lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lage is in the morgue. They assume he's dead as ER nurse Tracy Dye, kind of a scary name for an ER nurse.
Just died.
Nurse Dye walks through the hospital. She places a hand on Lage's arm. I think she was probably just like, oh God, so young. And then he screams out. He's like,
So scary.
she's like, what the fuck? So she runs to get him help. Lage is rushed into a surgery that ends up being 6 hours long. It saves his life. He's like, Tracy, you're my angel. And everyone's recovering. As Mason recovered, she recalled what happened right before the truck was hurled by the tornado. As the wind had picked up, the family started to pray. She felt a hand on her shoulder. She assumed it was Lage, her cousin, but when she turned, she sees 2 angels in robes, one with brown hair and one with blonde hair. And this calming sensation, as much as you could be calmed in that situation, comes over her. Lage never saw them. He doesn't remember that. And this is the only first-hand account of angels, or what became known as butterfly people of Joplin. But there are several more stories that have spread by word of mouth and have possibly changed with each telling. But she was certainly not the only one that saw them. Possibly the most widespread story is that of a mother and her 4-year-old who were driving when the mom just got the sensation and feeling that we got to get out of this car. We can't stay. So she grabbed her daughter and ran from the car, seeking out shelter literally anywhere else. She's just like fully on like instincts. As she glanced back, she sees their car being thrown through the air, hurling directly towards them.
Oh.
Yeah. The mother threw herself over her daughter in that moment, and they both fall onto the ground. It probably felt like an eternity waiting for that car to collide with them. But that collision never came. They're down on the ground. The winds start to calm. They stood up, and the 4-year-old goes, "Weren't they pretty?"
Oh.
The mom's like, "Huh?" The daughter asks, "Didn't you see the butterfly people?"
Aw.
The 4-year-old saw butterfly people, protecting them while the storm raged on, shielding them from debris with their wings.
That is so cute.
I know. On a plaque memorializing this event, several accounts are posted. Are you crying?
No, my eyes are just watering because I'm tired.
Okay.
Touching.
Yes, I'm crying.
She's crying in the club. A young girl, one of the accounts is posted, a young girl was lifted into the air by the storm, but a butterfly quickly wrapped its wings around her and brought her safely to the ground. Another
Suck to be someone who's like, dad died, and you're like, well, where the fuck were these butterfly people?
They can only do so much
That's
because
true.
they
There's
don't
only
get
so many of them.
They don't get paid overtime, and I feel like the 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock hour is definitely a shift change.
They were doing what they could.
So it's kind of like, you know,
Yeah.
angels do this shit every
They
day.
can't
To them,
be there for everyone.
it's just a job. Bitch,
Yeah.
I am a job, is what
Yeah.
they said. And they're like, 6 o'clock, I'm out.
My theory is that we choose how much time we have down here. It's our choice. And if we have more time left, they can intervene.
Yeah.
If our chosen time is up, they won't intervene.
Do you think we choose before we come Earthside?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So it's like, that would be really interesting belief to have if like we're choosing it every day, which in a way we are with the choices we make, with how we take care of our
But I think our
minds and
instinct once
body.
we're here is, I don't want to die. Like just biology kicks in.
Yeah, and I still think you have the free will to
Don't step on my.
leave whenever you want. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard an interesting NDE the other day where a guy was working on a truck that his friend had, what do you call the hydraulic little lifts on the tire?
jack?
The jack. He jacked up the truck and taken the 2 front tires off. And this guy goes underneath on his back, and the jacks broke away, and the truck came down and pinched. He said his whole body, the truck came down right on his torso, and it pinched his whole body down to an inch. Like,
What?
he said his spine was,
Skinny
he said his
king.
spine was the highest part of his body.
What the heck?
And he was like,
How's that possible?
well, imagine a truck landing on top of you.
How are you
The
not
axe-
dead?
Oh, well, he immediately died and popped out of his body.
Oh.
And he said his friend jacked up the car and pulled him out. And then he saw 2 angels go to him and start working on the fucked up part of his body.
Whoa.
And then he saw each firefighter went in different doors of this auto place or wherever he was. And he was able to talk to the firefighters later and be like, you 2 came to this door, but it was locked. And so you went to this door. And he said he at least convinced the firefighters that he was telling the truth.
Wow.
But I like
I
the idea
believe
of
it.
popping out of your body and immediately seeing angels trying to fix
That's
how
crazy.
fucked up you are.
I may not believe in God, capital G, God. I believe there's something, and I definitely believe in angels.
Oh, I believe in angels 100%.
Me too. I love angel stories.
Yeah.
Me too. let's see, there's another story. And again, most of these are just retellings. So some of it may not be completely accurate. There's only like that one main
It's
one.
folklore.
Yeah. There's one, the boy with a fence. A young boy was walking with his dad when debris started flying. The dad was hit in the head and passed out. The boy said he saw two glowing people with wings push a giant metal fence off his father and told the boy that it was going to be okay. When rescue workers found them, the father was dazed but alive. And the boy kept asking if the butterfly angels were coming back.
Aww.
And then a preschool teacher later on reported several of her students, and they weren't together when this happened, several of her students described seeing butterfly people during the storm. They were consistent. They described the wings, glowing lights. It's described as white light that you can almost see the rainbow in. You know the light, like when the sun is so bright. And peaceful feelings. None of the students had been in the same shelter together. None of them had heard the stories from the media yet. I don't know what else to tell you. They were there.
Yeah,
I fully believe.
There are just too many near-death angel experiences in this world to discount it as a lie.
Agreed. It was dozens of kids that saw them, which I think is
That's
especially cool.
Yeah.
Excuse me. School counselor Shelby Wilson had heard several stories of butterfly people from the children. She said, it's the only way we can really honestly understand how more people were not killed. When you walk through what was left, it just kind of took your breath away.
Wow.
There are a couple of explanations people have come up with besides angels. Like I said, we fully believe that was it. That was what
people
was
will
happened.
always have another explanation.
Sure. And I do believe in science, of course. But I don't think that science has gotten to the point where it can explain everything.
No.
So the first possible explanation includes shared trauma in childhood psychology. Basically the brain protecting itself when you're experiencing trauma, especially for children. It can manifest itself in really vivid, imaginative ways. Maybe the butterfly people were symbolic, hope in a crisis. No, they're angels.
Yeah.
Another one, the butterfly is often a symbol of rebirth, a soul leaving the body or being transformed. And we are in the Bible Belt in Joplin, Missouri.
Sure.
So in Christianity,
children aren't thinking like, oh, this is a symbol of
you're not pulling all of that out. So maybe it's a subconscious
it's a symbol of
thing.
Kelsey's mom from The Bachelor. We're not thinking about that.
I love butterflies. R.I.P. And the next one is the third man factor. We've done a whole lesson on this that may have been on Patreon. So if you're unfamiliar, this is an extremely well documented phenomenon where the brain creates a helper of sorts in
or it's an
moments
angel
of stress. I think it's an angel. I think that the third man syndrome is the scientific-y explanation.
Yeah.
But over time, the butterfly people have become a part of Joplin's story. Local artists painted murals of glowing winged figures protecting children. Churches printed them on T-shirts and prayer cards. And a local poet wrote, "Where the wind tore holes in the sky, the butter people filled them with light."
The butter people.
Yes, I'm sticking to it.
Yum. Oh my gosh,
I'm a
so
butter
hungry.
people. And that's the story of the butterfly people of Joplin.
That was beautiful.
I think so too. So cute.
Well, are you ready for another lesson?
Let's take a
right
quick
after this
break.
break.
Okay. All right. This lesson will be interesting because I think we're like 3 or 4 drinks deep and I'm about to try to pronounce a bunch of long sciencey words.
I'm so excited. It's going to be so funny for no reason at all.
Hopefully everyone else thinks it's funny and not annoying. Here we go.
You have no choice. Listen
If
or
you
turn
don't
it
like
off.
it, sorry. I guess listen to something else.
Well, we do it for you.
Cordyceps is a genus of parasitic fungi with over 400 species that primarily infect insects, arthropods, No, arthropods, and sometimes other fungi.
What are anthropods?
Nothing.
Human bugs.
Arthropods.
Butterfly people, if you will.
Arthropods are like spiders and stuff. The most famous cordyceps is Ophiocordyceps unilateralis, a fungal parasite that targets carpenter ants in tropical forests. Ophiocordyceps unilateralis is known as zombie ant fungus.
You should have gone first. This is already way too much.
Stay with me. It's not a long lesson. You'll be okay.
I'm trying.
Because it is able to influence the behavior of the ant in order to spread its spores. Other species specialize.
That's not even a scientific word.
Specialize in.
Especialmente porque la iglesia está aquí.
Just so people know, like I said, we record at 5 p.m. It's before dinner, so
5:30.
5:30. Well, we record at 5:30. Hayley got here at 5:30.
At 5:30. We start at 6:15.
Yeah, because
minimum. I think we started at 6:30. So Hayley and I chewed the fat and drank alcohol for an hour before we started.
Good Lord.
And then now we're here. And
it's my fault though.
Hayley had
for
dinner.
the delays.
I haven't had dinner.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
I had a box of mac and cheese when I woke up this morning and nothing since.
You had vodka for dinner.
My stomach is empty and I've consumed.
We're paying the consequences.
Yeah, sorry, everyone.
Is that a phrase? Paying the consequences?
Paying the price.
Paying the price, aka
experiencing the consequences.
Yes, there's so many experiences.
Yeah, a lot. Other species specialize in beetles, caterpillars, cicadas, tarantulas, and sometimes even other mushrooms, as cordyceps can be fungal cannibals. These fungi typically thrive in warm, humid environments, as those are ideal for their growth and reproduction. Ophiocordyceps unilateralis has a pan-tropical distribution, meaning it inhabits tropical forests in Brazil, Australia, and Thailand, as well as temperate forests in South Carolina, Florida, and Japan.
Do you think, I know you guys haven't really watched Among Us, but you know, you've seen a few episodes.
Among Us? That's the show?
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us. Like, I thought that was something else.
Based on Among Us, right? Oh, no, Among Us is
Among Us is the video game on the phone.
Where we play. Yeah, okay. So The Last of Us. Cordyceps is such a creepy word to me. I don't know if it's because of that show.
Am I saying it right?
Yeah,
okay,
as far as I know. Or if it's just like one of those words, it's like,
yeah, cordyceps.
It kind of sounds like a medical instrument. Like
yeah,
forceps.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Infection of the host happens in a number of steps. Step number 1 is spore contact. The fungus releases spores into the air. Then the spore lands on an ant's body, usually while the ant is like out and about foraging.
Running errands, stopping in Trader Joe's, little walk through TJ Maxx.
Catch a spore.
Catch a spore.
Step number 2 is penetration.
Oh no! Unprotected.
Don't want that at TJ Maxx.
Penetration.
Not at TJ Maxx. Maybe at Trader Joe's.
Maybe at Marshall.
Your smut you read is called penetration at Trader Joe.
I don't know about you, but every time I go to Trader Joe's,
I feel like I'm being penetrated in the mouth.
In the mind, I am. It's so fucking anxiety riddling for me.
True.
Yeah,
the other
aisles
day
are so small.
And the parking lot's
crazy. The other day I went to Trader Joe's and I was like, wow, this is amazing. The parking lot is empty. The Trader Joe's is going to be empty. And then, I guess they had like a problem with their water or something, so they couldn't open.
That happened to me. Maybe it was a similar thing going to the gym last Friday. And I was like, oh no, I can't work out on a Friday. I have to go home.
The Trader Joe's like peanut butter cups are just so good.
I don't really know what you guys mean by that. I like Reese's better.
Get the fuck out of here.
Sorry.
It's crazy.
There are some things that are just wrong about you. I'm sorry.
I don't like how liquidy the peanut butter is in the
That's
Trader
the best
Joe's peanut
part.
butter. No, I like
It's
doughy.
peanut butter.
I like doughy peanut butter.
No,
cups.
Reese's cups are like sawdust compared to Trader Joe's.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Trader Joe's is as if there's actual peanut butter between chocolate.
I
Too
forced
liquidy.
my partner at work to try the Trader Joe's dark chocolate peanut butter cups. She hates dark chocolate and she does not really eat. She eats mostly whole food. She's a very health conscious person. And I'm like, I'm telling you, you have to try this. And she's like, okay, I'll try it after lunch, whatever. She comes back around to my cubicle an hour later. She's like, do not bring any more of those into this building.
Yeah, they sell them in those big old plastic
I know,
cartons.
you can only
It's
buy an
like-
enormous carton of them. They are good.
They're the best.
You guys are obsessed with them. I don't.
But anytime I'm in Trader Joe's, I think about the peanut butter cups and I think, how does like Walmart and Kroger mess stuff up where they don't have peanut butter cups that are this
Everything
good?
in Trader Joe's is better, down to their frozen broccoli.
Yeah.
But how is it? I don't get what they're doing.
I think it's probably the way it's manufactured. It's probably ultra produced when you have it in stores other than like Trader Joe's,
Yeah,
Whole
smaller
Foods.
batches maybe.
They probably have to add a lot of preservatives to it to keep it on the shelf to get out to the Walmarts and Targets of the world.
Yeah.
That's my hypothesis.
Comment on Spotify and YouTube what your favorite Trader Joe's treats are.
My favorite Trader Joe's treat.
The frozen gnocchi that you heat up in the microwave is really good.
I like the paneer masala that they have. I also like their frozen macaroni and cheese.
Let
Pretty
me
good.
tell you. I'm not trying to take away from that, but
No.
y'all got to get on the Costco game.
Yeah, we do.
Their Parmesan is fucking bonkers.
I do need to get on the Costco game. I keep getting this offer. It's like on Venmo, and it's like you can get a Costco membership for $60 for your first year or whatever.
That's what it is.
Well,
it's
that's-
literally $60.
that's
They're
it?
scamming.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I don't know why I don't have one.
Because I just had to renew it. We went to not log in, but like check in. You have to scan your card, and it was like expired. The machine says it. I'm like, oh God, we're those people. So you have to buy it as you're checking everything out. It's $60.
Okay,
It's so
well,
worth it.
I'm gonna do that on Monday when I get paid from summer school. I'm
Hell
gonna
yeah,
have
you are.
free money.
Yeah.
I will get a Costco membership. Okay.
Which, by the way, on Monday they're doing the Love Island at Aldo's Pizza. Are you coming?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll be there.
Yeah, we're
You-
live Love Island watch party at Aldo's Pizza on Cooper Ave on Monday. Everyone in Memphis better be there.
If you
I'm
want
so
to
excited.
assassinate us, that's where we'll be.
Yeah. Okay. Step number 2, penetration. The spore germinates and sends filament-like structures called hyphae into the ant's exoskeleton, then secretes enzymes to digest tissue. Step number 3, internal spread. The fungus spreads through the body cavity, which avoids vital organs in order to keep the host alive.
Okay, they're smart with it.
Step number 4, behavioral takeover. The fungus releases neuromodulators that hijack the ant's central nervous system, causing bizarre coordinated behavior.
How do you think you would know, based on behavioral changes, that you have been overtaken by a parasite? Like for me, for example, if I started waking up at 5 a.m. or even just like when my alarm goes off the first time, I would be like, there's a parasite. Something is controlling me.
If I was on time for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I came home and didn't immediately take a shower, pour a glass of wine, and watch reality television.
I love that, like, I just love everything about you.
Glad someone does.
Because like you haven't changed a bit. We have
Yeah.
lived together, we've lived apart, but you're just
I'm
so
a creature
consistent.
of habit.
I will say it's nice, like, because she watches the same shows.
Yeah.
So, like, as I come and go, I can check in on the Real Housewives of whatever city she's on.
And I love that Alec takes a genuine interest in reality television.
Oh, yeah.
It's because it's amazing. And
It's sports for a lot of people.
It's sports for women and anyone smart. And I just think that if you've never watched reality TV, try it. You will like it. It's impossible not to like.
Yeah, you got me on it. I would have never
and you
tried
learn so
otherwise.
much about human nature and like human interactions.
The psychology behind it all is fascinating.
It's fascinating. And it's like someone does this and there's 6 other people in the group and they're all responding to this differently. It's just so interesting. I'm obsessed.
We know.
I know. I've been obsessed since I was a child.
Love Island is great this season.
It's crazy. It's weird.
Traders is always great. We say Peacock right now is the leader of TV.
Vanderpump Rules is the best reality show I've ever seen in my life. If you have not seen Vanderpump Rules, go watch that.
If you need a synopsis, we did one on Patreon. It was like an hour long.
It was amazing.
Yeah. A synopsis of a one part of a like 10-year-long show.
Like the part of that show.
No, it's the early seasons before that ever happened were elite. All right, step number 4, behavioral takeover. The fungus releases neuromodulation. Nope, already read that. During this stage, the ant will experience body convulsions, which dislodge it from the forest canopy and cause it to fall to the forest floor.
Ooh,
big fall.
Like I've never been here before.
Step number 5 is the death climb. The ant climbs up vegetation to find a sweet spot. The sweet spot is usually 26 centimeters above the forest floor on the northern side of a plant in an environment of 94 to 95% humidity and in a temperature between 68 and 86 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's so... Parasites are just creepy. They're just creepy. Like, how can you control your host so specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the mechanisms in a little bit more detail later, but it's crazy.
Imagine the grad students that had to figure all those specifics out. Be like,
yeah.
I think it's on only the north side.
There are so many people that study these ants and like make what you would think is a small discovery, but like is a breakthrough because you have to like sit there and write down everything these ants do.
Scientific method.
What if that was the origin of all the North Face jackets? Is it's where the fungus lands on these trees? In the
the North Face is, I believe, a reference to a mountain.
I know.
It's a little different than a tropical rainforest.
Trying to make a joke.
Have you guys heard of South Butt?
No.
It's I'm sure Nathan Fielder could have created it. But yeah, they're jackets instead of North Face. It's a parody. It's called South Butt. I used to want one so bad in like 7th grade, but I still couldn't even afford that.
You'd have to wear those with like Fuddrucker shirts.
Yeah.
Then the ant bites down on a vein on the underside of a leaf in a death grip, which enables it to hang by its mouth. In temperate forests, an ant usually attaches themselves to the underside of a twig rather than a leaf. Then step number 6 is the final burst. Once the host is dead, the fungus further spreads through the ant's soft tissue and sprouts more mycelia in order to anchor it to the plant. To keep away bacterial competition, the fungus secretes antimicrobials that preserve the ant's body.
Oh my goodness. So they're really just hitching a ride.
Yeah,
and
just
then...
making it their own, moving on in. And then finally, the fungus grows a stalk called a stroma from the back of the ant's head and releases spores.
Rat tail.
Stroma, it's like darkly pigmented. It's wiry yet flexible. It's like a little blade of grass from the ant's head, and it has a node at the end called a parathecia, which is a spore-bearing sexual structure. And
yeah, it is.
This like sprays the spores into the air to infect more ants.
Good Lord.
Interestingly, cordyceps do not infect the brain directly.
What?
In 2017, scientists at Penn State discovered that it manipulates muscles and peripheral nerves, not the brain.
So the ant is just still experiencing all of this?
I think so.
Oh,
if
God.
ants have thoughts and a consciousness, their brain is still themselves, but their body is moving out of their control.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. So what the fungus does is it secretes small molecules and proteins that disrupt ants' behavior without direct cerebral control, kind of like chemical puppet strings. So it's firing these chemicals directly into the muscles and the nervous system, not taking over the whole brain.
It's incredible that they have evolved to do this.
Yeah.
Like, what the actual
And
hell?
why? Like, just spray your spores into the air
To
and
be
then
evil?
grow a mushroom.
Yeah.
Like, why do you need
really
an ant to do this?
Chemical Puppet Strings sounds like an album from like your conspiracy theorist friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like chemtrails from an airplane.
Yeah. Showing like people working 9 to 5 with like the chemtrails, like doing strings like at a laptop.
Behavioral changes include erratic movement, abandoning the colony, climbing and clamping, and freezing in place. These behaviors are facilitated by chemical compounds secreted through ants' central nervous system by the fungus. And we don't know the exact chemical compounds, but a few have been identified as possible culprits. So one possibility is sphingosine, or there's also guanidinobutyric acid.
Yes. Guanidinobicho.
We're sounding it out.
I always think we're like really sharp when we're kind of intoxicated, and then I'll like
No.
be editing and listening back the next day, and we're like, no. And
To be fair,
like not only you, but I'm like, you're talking so slow.
I read through these notes out loud to practice, and I don't think it was any better when I was sober earlier today.
I was so impressed when I first learned that you read through your notes before each lesson.
I can't
because,
believe you
like,
don't.
Not once. Maybe once.
That's crazy. I have to read them out loud because otherwise it would sound like I was like a child learning to read.
Maybe that's what I sound like.
No, you don't.
That's why the Patreon takes so much editing, is because I'm editing all the times I lose my place in my notes.
Well, you don't bullet your notes. That's why you lose your place.
I'm telling you, you gotta start bulleting.
I didn't remember that tip until you guys told me this month.
Yeah,
So
and
next month,
when you're reading your notes, like I click on the bullet point that I'm reading, and then I can like track it easier. Because then if we start talking, I can like see where my cursor is, and I know to go to the one below it.
yeah, a little behind the scenes for the listeners.
Yeah.
And more behind the scenes, I'm holding Pixie right now, and she has been trying to get comfortable, and I think she just found her sweet spot. Her
she's so
tummy's
cute.
exposed to the wind of the fan.
She's in heaven
fully
right now.
relaxed.
She just wants you to hold her all the time.
Oh, she's
so
such a
cute.
little baby.
I need to make a montage of all the video of all the animals we've had climbing on you guys.
That would be so cute.
That would be adorable.
'Cause
I,
the
every now and then I look
raccoons, the
back at
Great
the pictures of
Danes.
Petunia.
Yeah.
So cute. So both of these chemicals are neurological disruptors, and it's unclear which one is doing the most, if either of them. Another possibility is the compound hypoxanthine, which affects neural tissues of the cerebral cortex.
What does the cerebral cortex do, Kat?
It's a part of the brain that
Yeah.
I think it's the outer
focuses
layer of the brain.
on
I
cerebral
should know that.
thought. Yeah, you're a psych major.
I
You
know,
tell me.
I should. That's something I have thought about. I'm like, I need to just get on Quizlet and
Yeah.
remember all the parts of the brain.
I
and
took
what they're
Psych
doing.
101.
And-
At one point I knew
Hey, I took all
parts of
kinds.
the brain.
I took all kinds of psych, and I can't tell you shit.
Yeah, same.
If I remember from AP Psych, the cerebral cortex kind of goes around it's like a layer around the whole brain, and it
Okay.
helps with movement.
Well, the movement would make sense because
Yeah.
that's what this does. Cordyceps use an internal clock to time the ant's death. They often kill the ant in early afternoon, which is optimal for spore dispersal.
Ew. Can they not keep the ant alive at all while
Well, they don't want
continue?
to. Once the ant clamps down on the leaf, they kill it. A study in Thailand observed infected ants to all bite down in their death grip at the exact same time at solar noon. Can you
That
imagine being
is
that grad
That's
student?
spooky.
Yeah, super spooky.
Yeah, it'd be crazy tracking that stuff and be like, oh my God, they're all doing it at exactly
Yeah.
noon.
Yeah,
It's
and
weird to
your
think,
like
like-
buddy is on the other side of like your field, and
And they're also doing it at noon in their time zone.
Exactly the same time, yeah.
Wow. It's weird because it's like, yeah, sure, time is a social construct, but also it's not.
It's rhythmic with the earth.
Yeah.
Like the sun is at a certain point in the sky. That's when they all do it.
Do people that say time is a social construct not know physics?
Well, time
is so
time as
real.
we perceive it is a social construct. I mean, the sun's position in the sky is objective, but the way we interpret time is a social construct. It depends on us as humans and our lifespan and our like internal clock and when we sleep. Like that all is societally constructed based on our experience as human beings.
Yeah, but time itself, regardless
Is
of how you
not a social
measure it,
construct.
is real.
Yeah,
But-
time is real.
But according to like
Is it?
It
astrophysics,
is.
like time is not real in space and
Time
like,
is space,
different-
space is time.
different things are happening at the same time. It's crazy, man.
But the parasites know.
The parasites know.
They know when it's tea time.
Scientists call areas where many ants are found dead with cordyceps stalks graveyards. Infected ants often die within a meter radius of each other, sometimes in the exact same pose and angle.
It's like mass hysteria.
yeah.
Time to die? Yep, it's time to die.
But it's like, how do these funguses, like, they got to be talking to each other.
They are.
So
right? They
creepy.
are.
Yeah. And did you ever watch, you did, the documentary on
Fun fact,
Netflix
yeah.
about funguses
Oh
and
my
how they
gosh,
have
yeah.
like that like network underground? It's so
Freaking
crazy.
insane.
Some infections leave 20 to 30 dead ants per square meter.
Wow.
The number of infected ants has been observed to vary by season, with an increase during the rainy season and a decrease during the dry season. This is thought to be because rain stimulates fungal development. The ants' colony may detect early if some of the ants are being infected, and then quarantine or exile the infected, which shows a collective
What?
immune behavior in insect societies. Even ants know how to quarantine.
So do we have any inkling as to how they know when an infection
Probably
is
the
amiss?
behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Like it's so crazy to think that such a like small being, an ant,
Yeah.
has the cognitive ability to recognize patterns and make a decision.
Ants are like the ultimate society. Like
I'm trying to
they
think of another
all
society.
have their role. They all
Bees.
perform their role. Bees
Bees
as
are in
well.
there
Bees
too.
and
Yeah.
ants. Like they have it down, and it doesn't seem like they need anyone to police them. They just like perform their role in the most efficient way possible.
Be more like ants. I
They're
want
capitalists.
to devolve into ants, which will really kind of be an evolution in my POV.
Think about the communities of our cells.
Yeah, that's true.
That the cells of our brains do this.
Yeah.
The cells of our heart do this.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's fucking crazy,
Maybe
man.
the bigger we get, the more dysfunctional we become as organisms.
It's fucking so true, man.
I don't know about that one.
Ants,
We're in outer space now.
yeah, time isn't real. Ants also groom each other to remove microscopic organisms that could harm the colony.
Oh.
Another zombie fungus is Cordyceps sinensis, which is also known as Yartsagunbu. This is
That's cute.
yeah, super cute.
Yartsagunbu.
Yartsagunbu.
It's like that show from the 90s with the lemur.
Zaboomafoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was thinking like Labubu.
Good,
I don't know what
good
Labubu
pull
is.
with
You do know what a
Zaboomafoo.
Labubu is.
What
it's,
is it?
It's those like little monster dolls that people are clipping to their purses.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brain couldn't get to Zaboomafoo as fast as yours did.
I loved Zaboomafoo. That
Me
was my
too.
favorite show.
and Kratz Creatures before that.
I don't remember Kratz Creatures.
Yeah. I
The
don't know
guys
that.
from Kratz Creatures created Zaboomafoo.
Yeah. And then it became the Wild Kratts. After Zaboomafoo, there was a spin-off cartoon called The Wild Kratts, which I know because I nannied.
Which
when that
kind of
came out.
alludes to Kratz Creatures, the two Kratz brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
We're off for it.
If you're still listening.
If you're still here.
This is what's our timestamp right now?
126.
126. We're
good
right on the
Lord.
money, but
No,
just-
we are not.
It feels
I
like
still
we're,
have so many notes.
What? How? I thought you were winding
No.
down.
it feels like we're.
I'm halfway through.
Can you pick up your dog?
Pixie, come here.
Get that dog. Get that dog. 'Cause she, oh,
I got her.
clunked her noggin on the way
Oh,
up.
I'm sorry.
Just one more
Pixie. I didn't mean to
concussion.
do that.
One for the
It doesn't
road.
affect
Oh,
her.
Oh, Lord. Y'all, we are in
Listen.
a different state.
She picked up the dog, which pulled a cord, which pulled a beer can off the table onto the floor. Oh, man. It's off the rails today.
This is a very professional podcast.
Yeah.
You drink a
So
couple
true.
sour apple Angry Orchards.
I had a vodka cran, and then I've had 2 Angry Orchards. So I guess really not that much. And I'm not even through the second one.
It's the empty stomach that does it for me. That's
Yeah,
why I'm
I
gone
haven't-
right now.
I have not eaten enough. Let's see. Oh, where was I? Okay, this other fungus in the cordyceps family is a caterpillar infecting fungus found in the Tibetan plateau. It infects ghost moth larvae and mummifies them, leaving a fungus caterpillar hybrid that pokes from the ground.
Ghost moth. What was
Larva.
Larva.
So it's like the caterpillars of a ghost moth.
Is it ghost moth? It sounds cool. Does it look
It's
cool?
a moth. I don't know. I did not look up
Okay.
pictures of it.
Dang
Be a good Pokemon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would.
Ghost moth larva.
Infected larvae are highly prized in traditional Chinese and Tibetan medicine for increasing stamina and vitality, improving kidney stamina. I've never been able to get that word right. I used to play like a horse game on the computer, and like that was one of the things like your horses were measured in, and even
You
then
could
as
never
a kid,
get
I
it.
never got it. Stamina.
Sorry, we attribute it to the Angry Orchard, as I
No,
said.
it's been a lifelong struggle of mine. Stamina and vitality, improving kidney and lung function, and serving as a libido enhancer and aphrodisiac.
Libido.
That's why they're sometimes known as Himalayan Viagra.
Oh,
Ooh.
I've never heard that.
Me either.
When your spore structure needs a lift.
Ah.
Get spore struck today.
Spore struck condom.
The fungus was historically reserved for
Ribbed for his
emperors. Emperors and elite warriors. Modern studies suggest that cordyceps may improve ATP production, which is
What's that?
cellular energy. They also contain cordycepin, which is a compound with potential anti-cancer, antiviral, and anti-inflammatory properties.
Love
So
all of those things.
they're definitely like considered valuable by the medicine
Do they have any
community.
anti-tornado type things?
No.
So
not part of it.
Anti-asbestos.
No. However, wild cordyceps sinensis is rare and extremely expensive. They cost up to $20,000 per kilo, and that has led to overharvesting and ecological harm.
do they set like insects up to be like hosts to the parasites?
I think that's very difficult to do. Usually you just
I don't know if
collect
they farmed
them in
them.
the wild.
Mhm.
I think that would be tough because the conditions have to be just right.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like they farm them.
Yeah.
In Tibetan folklore, cordyceps were considered a divine gift from the gods and supposedly grew only where lightning struck the earth. Some Himalayan communities believe demons possess the caterpillars and then they are exorcised by the fungus. Cordyceps sinensis is known locally as a winter worm, summer grass, because they're an animal in the winter, a caterpillar, and then a plant in the summer. In some tribal rituals, cordyceps were used in spiritual practices and believed to connect the user to the spirit world and enhance vision quests. It's been used as an offering to mountain spirits to ensure good harvests and promote fertility. In pop culture, like we've touched on, cordyceps inspired the cordyceps brain infection in The Last of Us video game and HBO series. Extra fun fact, The Last of Us creators consulted mycologists to get the fungal behavior just right.
As they should.
And
And
be
anyone
crazy if they didn't.
I mean, I don't know how many shows don't, but
Probably
seems
way
like a
too
good idea
many.
to talk to experts.
They
like-
did a good job. I remember being creeped out
Yeah,
by the
it is
visuals.
very creepy.
It feels very real.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they like, as you, I'm sure this, I feel like this isn't a spoiler, but they start to evolve. The cordyceps do in the games,
Yeah.
which is,
And
I
like
don't
if
know,
you've been
scary.
infected for a longer period of time, you're like stuck to the wall, right?
you can be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know what causes them to be stuck to things or not. I think if they're
Once
from
they
my
die, the
perception,
fungus starts growing out of their bodies, right? And kind of like plants them.
But
Yeah.
Some of them can still
so I
move.
think that yes, a lot of them can move in really fast. So I think
Oh yeah,
that,
in one of the first few episodes, they go into that room that's like covered in people like stuck to the wall.
yeah. So I almost wonder if it's like the infection has been there, and then like people they die there, and then they just stay. But some
Yeah.
of them are free formed, like moving all about.
I
Sorry,
think the
keep-
last episode we watched was where Nick Offerman is the gay couple, which is an incredible episode.
Yeah,
But I think it was too much for Kat.
it was
Yeah.
so sad. I didn't want to watch
that.
anymore.
That was a really rough episode, but really important.
That is where I drew the line. That was also anything too sad.
This show was making
That
me
made
feel
me too
things.
sad.
Squid Games.
Squid Games, when the old guy who
Hey,
I later found
no
out
spoilers,
is bad.
no spoilers.
I haven't
When-
even watched it.
That made me stop watching. I just don't like sad things. When I watch TV, I want to be happy.
Life is sad enough already.
Exactly. I don't need more.
It's
Ma-
crazy you say that, and all you watch is like really dark horror movies.
But horror movies aren't sad, they're scary.
Yeah, it is a different
Yeah,
emotion.
it's a different feeling. And when you watch a TV, like I could watch sad movies, that's fine. But when you watch a TV show, you spend so many hours with those characters. Like every episode is an hour. So one season, it's like 6 to 15 hours, sometimes more, that you're spending with these characters. And then when bad things happen to them, it's so devastating. You feel like you know them. I
know.
don't like doing that.
That's feeling human, though. I love
don't-
crying during a TV show because
I
it's like,
hate it.
man, this is what it feels like to be a human.
I just want to be happy. I don't.
It feels good to me to release that and just like feel something and be able to cry during those moments.
I don't relate to that.
I know.
Whenever I'm sad, I get scared that I'm never going to be happy again. Like I'm going to get stuck that way.
I was
Why?
editing
I don't know.
a tribute to the Beach Boys, and I was weeping while I edited it, and I had to tell Kat, like, I'm crying while I'm editing this.
Yeah, and I felt so bad.
And then the next day, a bunch of people were like, I'm crying watching this tribute. And I was like, wow, it's weird you can transfer that.
Yeah,
You can, like, put it out there
Yeah.
and share your weeping.
it's sweet.
I'm trying to think of the last time I've cried at something. I mean, it's been fairly recently. Probably The Last of Us, when if y'all watched this last season, you know what episode. You know.
I never cry because I don't expose myself to anything that would make me cry.
You cry.
Maybe it'd be better.
When, was
when
the
your
last
cat
time
was missing for 4 days,
didn't
you cried.
cry.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
I saw tears in your eyes.
Maybe my eyes welled up, but I didn't cry.
I mean, it's okay to cry.
No, I know.
Especially when Ghost was
Yeah.
missing.
I think I teared up a couple times.
That would've
but
been a
that's
good
as far
time to
as it
cry.
got.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I just said.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like my eyes welled up with tears, but like I wasn't crying. I don't remember the last time I really cried. It might have honestly been when we watched Squid Game.
You had a mental breakdown
Yeah,
watching
that was
Squid
the
Game.
hardest I think I've ever cried.
I mean, you were screaming.
I was sobbing.
I
I
had
don't
to
know
go
what
like
came
tell
over.
our
me.
roommates Kelly and Clint, be like, "I'm sorry, something's wrong." Squid Game's released something in
When
her.
old people are sad, I just like really can't handle it.
Because that's going to be you. Because you have set yourself up to keep all of it inside and not allow yourself to cry and feel these things.
I don't know, just old people, like I can't watch anything with old people. It just like really
It is
upsets
really
me.
heartbreaking.
They just seem so helpless.
Has music ever brought you to tears?
Yes, I cried when we went, for some reason, live singing often makes me cry, like concerts and musicals. Like, not even in a sad way. I just think it's like so cool that like people are so passionate about what they do and they're so good at it. When we saw the Frozen like musical at Disneyland, I cried the whole time. The whole time.
I mean, certain things can get you.
Yeah, music, people singing live always does make me cry. I don't even know why.
But I will cry often with music.
Yeah. Do you have any specific songs that like can always make you cry?
No, it's not a song thing for me. It's live music.
Okay.
Specifically.
What about you, Alec?
There's this Ennio Morricone, who is the Italian film composer who did the ooh, wah, wah, wah. He was like a spaghetti Western guy, but he did a movie called The Mission, and he does a symphony compilation of The Mission that makes me cry every time. And that's what I set my David Lynch tribute to, because I knew how magical that music is for me, that they ended up playing at David Lynch's memorial internationally, which blew my mind. But
I still can't get over that. That is so incredible.
Cool.
And guess what? They called me and they're like, we don't have the rights to Ennio Morricone's music. Can you swap the music out? And I said, the music is everything. If you pull that music out of this video, trust me, it is dead. There's nothing there. Not that there's nothing there, but...
Don't you only need the rights if you're going to be making money off of it?
For YouTube Shorts.
Oh.
YouTube Shorts doesn't allow it, because I told them
But
I tried to upload it to Shorts.
They should have been able to play it.
They were able to do it on live, and I looked it up, and they were able to play it on live, which is why I gave them the clearance.
Yeah.
And both the guy who set it up and me were like holding our breath as it aired that YouTube wasn't going to kill the feed.
That's true.
Wow.
That was the ultimate scare, was they play my video and it crashes the entire David Lynch memorial. But that song is my go-to cry.
Yeah. When you need to release something.
The Mission live symphony compilation. And some guy on YouTube is like, you asshole, you added applause to the end of this David Lynch video like an asshole. And I was like,
what are you
that's
talking
part
about?
of
Applause?
the David Lynch tribute I made ends with applause.
Oh, applause.
Applause.
Okay. I was like, what is an applause? Sorry.
And I was like, it's a live symphony performance, and the applause is part of the music.
Yeah, and it's
I
also
didn't
like,
I didn't add anything.
It's also like applauding David Lynch's life.
Exactly. It fit perfectly.
People
Fuck that guy.
There's always going to be a weird opinion online.
I don't think about that comment every day.
It'll be all right.
I just remembered it for the first time since I read it the first time 6 months ago.
Okay, I have 3 more bullet points.
Woo!
Wow, you blew through it.
Yeah. Massospora, a related fungus, infects cicadas and replaces their butts with a fungal plug while they're still alive.
Wow.
The cicada butt plug.
When your spore structures...
I'm spore struck.
What was the plug one?
What?
Cicadas.
Cicada plug?
It's a fungal plug.
Fungal plug for your spore structure.
Fungate and plug in.
I can't even do callbacks because my brain's dead right now.
Yeah, hurry up, Kat.
We're
Come
almost
on.
done. Entomopathogenic.
Entomo.
It is.
Back to the lesson.
Entomopathogenic fungi, like cordyceps, are used in agriculture as eco-friendly pest control agents. That's kind of crazy.
Wow, they're just like
infect the pest with a
unleashing.
fungus. Seems like we're rolling the dice a little bit there.
Seems like that's gonna come back karmically.
You ever seen The Last of Us? And finally, zombie ant fossils from Germany date back 48 million years, showing us that the fungus has been around long before humans existed and will probably be here long after we're all dead, if not the very reason for it. And that is my lesson on Ophiocordyceps unilateralis, the zombie ant fungus.
Brava. That was wonderfully done.
Thank
I've
you.
seen like videos shortly about, I think, this exact
Yeah,
thing.
I've
but
seen
been
like Reddit posts. Yeah, this was
Mhm.
a deep dive.
Love it. I hope you all loved it listening. We are going on
We're
summer
taking
break.
a break. It's summer vacation. I have 4 weeks off. I'm so excited.
So we're gonna go enjoy
gonna be
it.
a party.
I hope you guys too. I hope you guys do too. And we'll see you in mid-July.
On the other side.
We'll see you on the other
In
side.
2 weeks.
Last question. Do you have a music piece that makes you cry?
Yeah, who is it by? It's a band that I don't usually listen to. I think it's called Come Home.
I think it's called Don't Stop Believin' by Journey.
It's called If I Die Young and Buried.
Actually, yes.
That's the song that made me cry when I was like 12.
Mm-hmm. And of course it's all like related to trauma. Yeah, Come Home by One Republic.
Oh, yeah. Classic.
Yeah. Anyway.
Come home.
Come on.
All right. Good night,
I'm crying.
y'all. Thank you for
Bye.
being here.
Love you,
Bye.
321. Class dismissed.
It's like when I told my sister I lost my virginity to strawberry wine and she believed me. Strawberry wine.
Think about people losing their virginity to a specific song.